welcome to Your Mental Highness. I'm Dr. Janae Lomaski, better known as Dr. J, and I'm here for you, my royal listeners, to give you that royal dose of psychopathology, mental health check, and just to see how you're doing and hopefully be of help to you to improve your quality of life, to make your life a little bit better and a little less messier. So I want to get started. This is my third episode of Your Mental Highness, and today's show is going to be about going in to the new year healthier and better than any year before. For you, for me, for all of us. So that's the goal today, and I'm going to teach you some tricks, and I'm going to help educate you on some things about making changes and that lovely word resolution, which I actually looked up because I wanted to know the exact meaning. Do you know the exact meaning for resolution? Well, I'm going to tell you because I actually wrote it down. I made some notes because I'm going to be asking you some questions today. And resolution is a course of action determined or decided on, a firm decision to do something. So no wonder why we freak out about resolutions, and no wonder why we don't usually keep them, because we make it a big deal. There's like a lot of pressure on the resolution, but I'm not going to do that today. I don't want you to think about that. I want you to have your mind more relaxed and your body more calm. You're with me, and I am going to help you get through it in an easier and much, much better way. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that you're listening in to my show. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to say is Happy New Year. And why do we say Happy New Year? You know, I thought about that too. Like, why do we say Happy New Year, not Sad New Year, Angry New Year, Anxious New Year? Like, I'm always thinking. I'm always in my head and I'm thinking about these things. So we say Happy New Year. Why? Because the intention, this is important, okay? Your intention is to be satisfied and have a happy new year. So if the intention you take seriously to have a happy new year, then you intend to be satisfied and have a happy new year. So that's a really good start. Unfortunately, we're not mindful enough to step into the new year or step into anything like that. We go too quickly. We go so fast into things. We get in our head. We don't really take a look or sit with what we need to see what's going on. But I'm going to help you to slow it down and take some steps that's going to help you to have your resolutions or to make the changes that you want to make. So I made some notes, and like I said, I'm going to ask you some questions, and my hope is to lift you up, to give you some clarity, help you feel empowered, motivated, or inspired. And like I said, just less of a mess, if you can relate, less depressed, less anxious, just less angry, less angst, because the world is a very simple and complicated place. And having said that, we're going to move into how you can make it better for you. So, like I said, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to think about them. Not only do I want you to think about them, I want you to answer them. And the best advice I can give you while you're listening to the question is don't be afraid to be you. Okay, I don't care about he or she or they. I don't care about family, friends. Don't be afraid to be you. This is your time where you get to just focus on you, your thoughts, your feelings, your expectations, things you don't like, things you do like, without worrying about judgment, without worrying about anyone else watching you or coercing you or manipulating you. We go through that a lot in our lives. And at least for now, let's work on you not being afraid to be you. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, just let it come up for you. This is your time to just be you. Okay? So, New Year's, new you. I want you to think about that. New year, new you, new me. So I want you to say to yourself, it's a new year, it's a new me. So what does that mean? That means that it doesn't matter. Last year could have been a new you. The year before could have been a new you. But this year, in 2025, this is a new you. You can start from the beginning. You can start from the top. You can start from the bottom. You can start anywhere you want. This is about you and for you. So new year, new you. Okay. So Happy New Year, like I said, and I really mean it. I hope your intention is to have a Happy New Year. And we'll talk again about the resolutions. I have it up here, your resolutions. Why resolutions? Well, I already told you the meaning of the resolution. And for me, okay, so I already broke my first New Year's resolution. So I'm going to share with you right now. My first New Year's resolution was to not wear, and I already started with a negative, which I will explain to you is not a good way to start, not wear so much black. Okay? So I'm not sure if you're watching, but if you're not and you're just listening in, I am wearing a black sweater, black leggings, black boots, okay, and black socks. I really wanted to start wearing more color because inside of me is so much color, and yet I wear black. So that was really interesting that I made that resolution and already broke it. So the question is, do I really want to stop wearing black? And I'm going to help you with all of your resolutions and all the changes you want to make because you're going to ask yourself, do you really want this, or do you think you should? Or are you manipulated? Or do you feel pressured? Or is it about someone else or something else? So I can tell you, I love wearing black. Can you relate? Like, I love wearing black. I look better in black, or I look good in black. It's easy to match things with. I just love it. I don't know what else to tell you about it, except I like black. So the answer is no, I do not want to stop wearing black. So I do want to start wearing some color. So I will add that, and I have worn color, but for a New Year's resolution to stop wearing black, I'm not going to do that, okay? So if that was one of your New Year's resolution, I don't know who else would have that resolution, but if it is, ask yourself, do you really want to stop that? Okay. Before I go on, going into the new year, thinking of clothing and thinking of how we accessorize, Your Mental Highness, my show, as I've mentioned, I want you to feel royal. And I want you to feel like the queen or king that you really are. So I hope you went out or someone bought you a crown, which I'm going to share with you. This is one of my new crowns that, aside from my birthday crown queen, this I got from very good friends of mine, and I absolutely love this crown. And if you're not watching, it is crystal from side to side, up and down. It is a real, true crown. I feel like a queen, a princess. It's really, really beautiful. Even a king. It's so special and really so beautiful. And it makes me feel good when I put it on. And I had some family and friends over for the holidays, and they saw the crowns out. And this is just one of them. I will switch during this show, but this is super my favorite one. And everyone sees a crown and just wants to put it on their head. So that tells us something, right? We all want to connect with our crown chakra, right? Where we feel the most light and high and just a feeling of elevation. So focus on that. And if you haven't gotten your crown yet, please, when you come and listen or watch my show, Your Mental Highness, please wear your crown, because I want you to feel how special you really are. And you really, really are that special royal person. Put the crown on to remind yourself of it, okay? So I'm going to keep my crown on and feel really good when I ask you the next question and I share with you some of my insights. Okay. The second thing is another resolution which I broke. You probably can't see in the broadcast, but it was to stop crossing my legs. So the reason why I say this is because crossing your legs blocks energy. It actually blocks energy from your body. You know, when I worked in pain management and psychology, we would tell everyone to stop crossing their legs because I know it would actually stop the blood flow, and it can actually create more pain. But it's a habit, right? We have lots of habits, and this is a habit, and I cross my legs. Number one, it's comfortable. Number two, it feels appropriate. But if you uncross, which I know you may not be able to see, but I'm uncrossing my legs, and both feet are firm on the ground, and I actually feel much better and don't have back pain when I do this. So it's actually a good idea to focus on maybe not crossing your legs either. Keep your feet nice and grounded going into the new year and see how that feels for you. I'm going to see how long I can stay like this before I cross my legs again, because I actually did just have an urge right now to cross my legs. Again, it's a habit. Okay, so going back to resolutions, you can make small resolutions. I don't know if we've all made resolutions. It's really silly to say you haven't made a resolution, because we do make resolutions, or maybe you haven't for this year and now I'm making you think about it. But resolutions can be small. It can be when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to make my bed. And I actually made that resolution many years ago. Rather than leaving the house and my bed being messy, I do like to see it nice when I walk out of my bedroom, and I like to go in it at night where it's made. So is it perfect with the pillows? No, gave those up a long time ago. I don't know about you, but for me, when I grew up, my family was very big on putting anywhere from 100 to 150 pillows on your bed, and that made it complete. Maybe that's why we have a hard time making our bed, because we think it has to be such a production. It does not have to be a production. It can just be neat and nice, and put the covers over and you're good to go. So there you go. An easy, small resolution to make your bed every morning. Also, I want you to remember, going into the new year, new you, count your wins. Focus more on your wins and count your goods. Focus more on the good than the bad. So for me, I had a good cup of coffee this morning. And if you've listened to my other two shows, you already know that I love coffee. Some may say I'm obsessed with coffee, but I don't think so. I just do love coffee, and it gets me going in the day, and I really appreciate it, and I really like the way it tastes, and I just enjoy the whole coffee making and drinking thing. So I had a great cup of coffee today, and I thought about it, and I said, oh, that was a really good cup of coffee. And I don't usually repeat the positive things, but that's what I want you to start doing. Repeat the positive things. New year, new you. Focus more on the positive, on the goods, on the wins, and repeat them to yourself so you can remind yourself that you have it. You've done it. Okay? Oh, and it was vanilla. It was a vanilla coffee. So if you don't like vanilla, I'm sorry, but there's probably hazelnut chocolate. It's an espresso, and I made it at home, and it was vanilla this morning. It was really good. So my first question for you, as I was just going to cross my legs, but I'm not. I'm keeping them firm on the ground. My feet, that is how are you doing? How are you really doing? Take a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale that breath with me. Hopefully releasing any crap, any stuff not serving you well. Take another nice deep breath in. As you ponder the question, how are you doing? Now exhale any negativity, anything not serving you well. Get rid of that old stuff. Let it go. Release it. How are you doing? How are you really doing? Your emotional state, your mental state, your physical state, your mood. It has been a time, hasn't it? Last year, which was around the block, has been, for me, and I'm wondering for you, it has been a little tough. It has been a roller coaster. And I am happy to be able to do new year, new me, new year, new you, starting out with breathing, thinking positively, checking in with yourself, taking more time to check in with yourself. No one is going to come and do it for you. You need to do it for you. You have to make yourself that important this year that you take self-inventory checks, a mental check every single day, not once in a while. This is an everyday thing. You have to check in with yourself. And if you want to think about it, think about how you're feeling. If you want to write it down, put it in a journal, put it on a piece of paper, and at least acknowledge, how are you doing? Before you make any changes, any resolutions, make any difference, you must check and see where you're starting from. Are you starting from a good place? Are you starting from a mentally healthy enough place to make the changes that you anticipate or that you would like? Because if you're not in a good place, I'm going to say no change, no resolution, because I don't want you to set yourself up for a disappointment. Okay? So check and see how you're doing. Okay? That's the first thing. Then the next thing is, some of us need to really release the shit. Release it. Release all that SHIT. Release the garbage. Get rid of it. So if you've been dragging it around for 20 years, maybe 30 years, maybe 40, maybe 50, I don't know, maybe 80, 90 years, I don't know. But if you've been dragging it around for any amount of time, it is time to release it. Get rid of it, okay? Scream it out, exhale it out. Whatever you have to do, emotionally vomit it, get rid of it. It's not been serving you well, so just get rid of it. Anytime it comes to mind, you're going to say, you're not welcome back here. Get out. Get out of my head. Get out of my thoughts. Get out of my body. Get out, okay? So be mindful about, you're going to release any shit, anything not serving you well, any garbage, okay? I must have said shit like 5 times now. And I was going to cross my leg, which I'm not. Going back to feet on the ground, and I hope your feet are on the ground as well. Okay. Rather than have a list of goals, you know, those lists, my lists have lists. Do your lists have lists? My lists have lists. Rather than have a list of goals, I want you to write down what action steps you're going to take. What action, what behavior, what are you actually going to do? What's the action? Not just a list of what you want. What is the action you're going to take? So to get there, again, you're going to have to do a cleansing, releasing any garbage, releasing stuff that's actually not serving you well, or that may be holding you back. That may be your obstacle. Someone said something to me the other day, and I thought, what about an enema of the brain? Imagine having an enema of the brain. Maybe you can think about that, an enema of the brain, because if you feel you can't get rid of it on yourself, think about taking an enema for the brain to get rid of it. That is definitely going to be my go-to this year. If I can't get stuff out of my head, I'm going to think of the enema of the brain. This is a time I'm going to change my crown. First of all, it's giving me actually a little bit of a headache because this is a heavy one. I put on the very heavy one with tons of crystals, and it's very, very nice. I'm going to put on a crown now that has actually these other crystals that are amazing. I think these are rose quartz. Someone that I care about very dearly actually had me borrow this crown and said, sure, you can wear it on your show. So yes, you need more than one crown. You need multiple crowns, just like we have multiple shoes or shirts or pants, dresses. Why not multiple crowns, right? It'll help us focus on being high and feeling more royal and on your mental highness, okay? So now I have this really neat mental highness crown, which is, like I said, I think these are rose quartz crystals. And it feels nice. This one feels really good. This I really, really like. I may have to get one of these for myself. So I want you to focus on for the new year. You ready? Now, if you have a pen, I want you to write it down, or you can record this, or you can listen to the recording over and over. But I want you to keep this for yourself because there's 3 things that I'm going to want you to do to come into the new year with the ability to make the changes that you want. Okay? Now, you all are capable and you have the potential. I know it. You do. So don't doubt yourself. It's just about getting there. It's just about how to focus yourself. And these are 3 things that you really need to focus on, okay? The first, prepare for the change. It's so funny when I say it, I think to myself, we're never prepared for change, right? Men, women, people in general, when things happen, we are usually not prepared. So if you want something different than what you have now, if you want something more, something better, something just different, you have to be prepared because there's going to be a transition. It's going to be different. You're going to have to prepare for the change. Mentally and physically, I want you to prepare yourself for change. Okay? Taking action steps is going to help you to prepare for the change. So number 1 is prepare yourself for change. Very important. And I'm going to expand on these in a couple of minutes. Number 2 is take action. We can't just say this and this and this goal, and goal. No, you have to take action. No one else can do it but you. You have to take action. You have to check in with yourself. If you have inhibitions, if you feel insecure, what are your obstacles? Because you don't have time for that. To make the change, new year, new you, you're going to take action. You're just not going to talk. You're going to take action. Nobody else and nothing else matters but you doing this for yourself. And I want you to be proud of yourself because you are taking steps to make changes in your life for the better. Aren't we all? That's what we're here for, right? We want to find happiness and we want to feel better and have a better life. And we need to do the work, but it doesn't have to be so hard. If we cut ourselves some slack and we do it with compassion and we do it with patience and we're nicer and more loving to ourselves, that's when things really happen, okay? The third thing, so the second one was take action, and the third, that is What is your attitude? It has to be a positive attitude. You must go into the new year, new you, with a positive attitude. All the rest doesn't matter. We don't go backwards and we don't stay stuck in neutral. We go forward, and that's with a positive attitude. So I want you to make sure that your attitude about whatever you want to change is positive. Don't start saying negative things like I can't or I won't or I haven't, because you may as well then don't do it. So I want you to work on the positive attitude. So you're going to prepare for change, you're going to take action, and you're going to have a positive attitude. Those three things are so key. And if you can do them, as I'm going to be doing them with you, not changing the black though, because I love the black, okay? And maybe crossing the legs, because you can't tell, but I'm not crossing them now. So maybe I'm going to have more energy, less blockage, because I'm not going to cross my legs. And if you come to me in therapy, you're going to see I'm going to have my feet grounded. My legs will not be crossed because I'm going to work on this change, okay? So change takes effort, right? And you have to be consistent because that makes it happen even better. But the three main things, the attitude, action, and prepare for the change, okay? So how do we do this? This is funny. Dr. J, how do we do this? We, as I refer to myself, we have to remain calm inside. So quiet it down, quiet all the chaos. I know, quiet that chatter in your head. Maybe the crown will help with quieting that chatter. Quiet that chatter and really be present. Present to the priority of the moment, okay? Imagine calm inside your mind and your body and being present to the priority of that particular moment. Now, if you can do that, then you can prepare for the change, you can take some action, and you, with the positive attitude, it will push you forward, okay? Sounds so easy, right? I say it and I'm thinking, it sounds easy, but I know that it's not. So we have to practice and we have to give effort, and there is no giving up. We're just going to keep on doing it. So once again, new year, new you, new year, new me. So I'd like you to write down, or like I said, video or something, record what your actions will be, what you're going to begin to start doing, to take the action. What are you going to start doing? That's another question I have for you. And how are you doing it? We're going to take it piece by piece apart so you really have a clear focus on what it is that you're going to do. One of the things that I wrote down for me is I'm going to take a dance class. And for those of you that know me, I know I've been saying this forever because I have a background in dance. I was in the ballet for many years in New York City and danced with very affluent and high-end dance companies. And I've been wanting to take a proper dance class. I do go to the gym. I like to work out. I like to do Zumba, but I have not yet taken a dance class, which is something I've been wanting to do. So my action steps are, I already called a dance company, dance theater, and I asked them for the schedule. So I took those steps, and I'll let you know if I follow up with the rest. Okay. What is it that you would like to change, or what you would like to add to your life or have in your life? Anything from things to relationships. What is it? I want you to think about that. What is it that you really want? Obviously, we know I don't want to stop wearing black. So think about what you really want. What do you want to change, or what do you want to add about yourself for 2025? Again, new year, new you. So clean slate. So when you think about it, I'm going to give you the top 10 or so things that people want to change, make as a resolution, may not follow through. And I won't burden you with the statistics, because when they give us statistics in like the Journal of Psychology or Psychiatry, when I read it, I don't know about you, but when I read it, it's like, it's disillusioning. Like, I don't want to know how many failed. That doesn't work for me. I want to know only the positive. And that's why I'm saying today, I'm not going to say what do you want to stop doing or what do you want to take away from your life. Let's just focus on what you want to start doing, what you want to add to your life. See kind of the rhythm here. It's about the positive. It's about what you want to do. We're not going to put our energy in what you don't want to. Let's just add what you want to, what you want to change, what you want to make better, what you want to make different. Did you want to lose some weight? Well, who doesn't, right? We all want to lose weight no matter what we do. I don't know. That's just a thing, right? That's society, and that's how we feel in our clothes, and that's how we feel we look better. So that's a big one. Do you want to join a gym? I was so surprised that there were not that many people in the gym over the weekend. I thought it was going to be super packed. I meet with a girlfriend of mine on the weekend, and we went to the gym, and we had like access to like any machine we wanted. So I don't know, is that still a thing, the gym? Or maybe there's so many gyms that's why the gym was not so crowded. I'm not sure, but you let me know what you think about that one. Do you want to make more money? Well, who doesn't want to make more money? So that's a popular one. We want to make more money, but what are your action steps? What are you doing to get there? Can't be inhibited. You can't feel insecure. You have to take action. And with what? Yes, a positive attitude. The crown will help. I promise you. This crown is so good, I don't want to take this one off. Did you want to get a new job? I love my job, so that one is a no for me. I love being a psychologist. I love working with people. I love trying to figure things out. I love comforting and supporting people. I love giving you strategies and techniques to better yourself and things that I use myself too. So, but that doesn't mean you don't want a new job. And if you do, what steps are you taking? Do you have a resume? Did you, or a CV? Do you have any contacts, any people? Have you talked about it? What action steps are you taking? And make sure you're prepared for the change, and make sure that your attitude is positive. Positive, positive, positive. Say that 10 times. Positive, positive, positive. Do you want to find love in your life? Well, who doesn't want to find love? And if you have love, good for you. Cherish it. Really embrace it. I have a lot of people that I love, and I hope there are a lot of people that love me as well. I give out lots of love every day, and I like to receive as much love as I can. And I'm just going to share that so we can spread it around, because we need lots of love. 2025, put out all the love you possibly can, so it makes us feel high and lighter and better, and we all just share more love together more than anything else. Do you want to get married? I went from love to married. Do you want to get married? Well, if you do, what steps are you taking? How are you going about it? And do you have a positive attitude? And are you prepared for the change? Or do you want to get divorced? Same questions. Do you want to get divorced? And how are you doing it? If you're unhappy, 2025 could be your year. Get that divorce, move on. Allow yourself and that other person to find love, to find happiness, and just keep moving forward. We stay stuck too much, too long, and then we get frustrated. We have to keep moving. We have to keep doing. We have to take action, and we have to be positive, okay? And there's lots of other New Year's resolutions. They say millions of people make them every year, and is to get organized. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm always working on getting organized, whether it's in my office. I sit there sometimes. Last week I sat in the office and I thought, wow, it started out really nice. It's like this royal blue color. It's nice gray couches and I've got some glass tables. And then things start appearing in my office and it's cluttered. Do you know what I mean? It's cluttered. And I started thinking, is it getting too cluttered already? So now, new year, let's declutter. Let's get organized. Let's get some organizational equipment that's taking action. Like I like clear boxes so I can see everything, or clear containers, and start putting stuff in containers, at least to contain, and then see what you want to put out and what you want to put away. I think that's one of the best things that I learned about organizing, the clear containers and containing things. I even have containers for my candles. I love candles, but they used to be everywhere and anywhere. I'd find them from in the bathroom to underneath my sink to my bedroom to the bathtub, because that was like storage. Anyone else do storage in your bathtub? Well, you know, we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to be taking baths. We're supposed to be self-caring in there, not storing things in there. Okay. It's not a closet. Okay. Although mine has been known to be, but I'm reorganizing again and doing better organizational skills. And if that's one for you, well, then come along with me. Let's do it together. Learn a new skill or hobby. I don't know. I guess that's a good thing. I guess dancing would be, it's not new, but it's something that I enjoy doing. Live life to the fullest. I can't believe that came on the list. I'm hoping you are living life to the fullest. And if you're not, well, then that could be something, but break it down. What does that mean for you? How are you going to live your life to the fullest? It's very specific for you. And I want you to think about it. And I want you to write down, what actions are you going to take to live your life to the fullest? What are you going to do? Save money or spend less money? Well, the spend less money is a little stressful. Saving money is a little stressful too. How do we do it? Well, now I'm going to tell you about some concepts that are going to help you to do any of these things. And I talked about it before with the 3 things to focus on. Prepare yourself for change and have a positive attitude and take action. There is something about how you mentally frame things. Okay, like a frame. You have a frame in your house, or you ever see like frames. You take care of what type of frame. I remember my mom always had gold frames, and it doesn't go with my decor at all because I'm very modern now. Used to be more old world. I'm modern and glam, actually, but the gold frames don't work for me. I'm more like silver or black or white. It just, that's where I'm at, and that's what works good for me. So the way you frame things is really important. So how are you framing your New Year's actions, intentions, resolutions, whatever, goals? How are you framing it? Well, number 1 is framing it positively, okay? So do not zero in on bad behaviors or the lack of. Zero in on, I can do this, I will do this, or I will make this happen. Because think about, and I'm sure you have this, something you've done before that you succeeded in. Whether it's a habit, whether it's a skill, whether it's a job, whether it's supporting friends. I'm sure you've done something positively that you have had success in, that you've achieved, that you've accomplished. So do not zero in on any of the negative or bad, zero in on the positive, okay? So there is something called avoidant-oriented goals. What is that? It's exactly what I said not to do. Avoidant-oriented goals are when you zero in on, I don't want to spend money anymore, or I'm not going to go out after work 5 times a week. I don't know where that one came, but I don't do that, by the way. I'm exhausted by the end of the day, but I would like to go out. I will focus on the positive at least once a week to socialize during the week and then on the weekends. So avoidant-oriented goals is putting pressure on yourself, thinking, oh, I'm going to quit spending money, or I'm going to stop wasting so much time. Oh my gosh, on social media. I'm going to stop wasting so much time on TikTok or on Instagram. Well, that is an avoidant-oriented goal, and you don't want that. What you want is an approach-oriented goal, like I've said before. So it's about framing it differently. Approach-oriented goal is, let's say, for instance, instead I'm going to stop wasting money, I'm going to put aside some money in a savings account, or I don't care, under your pillow or under your mattress, or, I mean, it could be $1. Just, you're going to start taking action and be proud of yourself, because once you're doing it and you're proactive, it's a good thing. Sit with it. It's a win. It's a good. Okay. So sit with it and feel good about it and allow yourself to praise yourself about it. So I'm going to put aside X money in the savings account or wherever you want to put it, or instead of staying on social media or TikTok for so long, how about I am going to make time to get outside in nature. I'm going to make time to walk the beach, or I'm going to make time to walk around the park or to walk on a trail. And I'm going to take maybe 15 minutes a day to do it. Because new resolutions and goals, I want them to be feasible. I want them to be small. I want that so you can actually feel the win, feel the success. Do not set yourself up for failure. Okay? So small is good. And positive, the way you frame it. Okay? I won't tell you what the researchers said, although I pulled some statistics, but I can tell you a part of it, which says if you do the approach-oriented, saying what you're going to do, over 60% of the people succeeded in their resolutions and goals, and that's a lot, okay? So when you look at it from an approach-oriented, proactive way, your goals are now lifting you up. Your resolutions are lifting you up. You're not focusing on the negative. You're not being put down. So you can actually feel more motivated when it's something you're going to positively do and act on and focus on. So mentally prepare for change. I keep repeating it because it's really important to know your mental attitude. I don't always have the best mental attitude, but I make sure when I go into work and I start my day that I check in and ask myself, because if my mental attitude is not good, I'm not going to not only do change for myself, I'm not going to be good for my patients. I'm not going to really make the change for them. This is something you really don't want to fake. You want to check in, you want to give this to yourself, and you want a positive mental attitude. Even when you're feeling moody, yes, even when you're feeling blah. I go through that roller coaster of moods and emotions just like anyone else almost, and you can still make a choice to mentally change your attitude to be more positive and more self-serving in a good way. So staying positive is important. Try not to make big, quick changes, okay? When we make big, quick changes, we just become a hot mess. And we don't want to, number one, become a hot mess, and we don't want to fail. So mentally positive, small, little things, and being grateful for it. Thanking yourself. Say, good job. New year, new you. It's really important for you to make sure with this new year, new you, with your resolutions or changes, because I use them synonymously, is that you set a goal that motivates you. Don't do something like me with the black. It's not motivating. I like my black. Okay, all right, so there's little crystals on the arms. I want it to be a little New Year's-y, and I do like to have a little bit of something, but clearly I like black and I like to wear it. So don't set a goal that doesn't motivate you. Okay, don't do something that you know you're not motivated by. Okay, and don't do something that your friends or your peers or your colleagues want you to do, because again, that's something, a resolution or a goal that you're not going to really commit to and you probably won't succeed in. So it's got to motivate you or be inspired by it. And you want to align these resolutions with your priorities. Is it a priority? It's important to have it there as your priority. This is important for you, and I want you to make sure that that importance is what's driving you forward, okay? It needs to be inspiring. That's what I'm going to say there. Question, is it reasonable and realistic? Remember I said feasible. Feasible, reasonable, realistic. Don't do things that I have done in the past, or maybe you've done in the past, which is, today I'm just going to stop shopping. Okay, that's not going to happen. Okay, I am going to continue shopping. I love shopping. I have to keep myself in check, and I have to do it in moderation, and I've worked on that, but I do love shopping. I know we call it retail therapy. It really is. But I don't want you to feel depressed or angry or anxious after. So, shopping in smaller doses, okay? And make it reasonable, make it realistic. And make it manageable. Is this manageable? This resolution or new year, new you, is it manageable? It's really important to ask yourself, can I manage the change? Ask yourself that before you go in to make the change. That's part of preparing for change, okay? When I walked in here, I spoke to the sweet guy, Ethan, who is doing my production today, and we talked about SMART goals versus dumb goals. I don't know. Is there a dumb goal? D-U-M, it's a mnemonic. Anyway, if you don't know what SMART goals are, definitely look them up. It stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time sensitive. That's SMART goals. And it expands on it, and it kind of explains itself, each one. But it really does help to have that framework and that structure. SMART goals. Make sure it's specific, make sure it's measurable, attainable, relevant, and time sensitive. Just another way of saying what I've been saying to you. So I hope you got it. And like I said, write down your action steps. That is really important. Write them down. And it also helps if you share it with a friend, someone that you know supports you and cares about you, not someone, and we have those out there as well. I hope you don't. You don't want to do it with a hater, or you don't want to do it with a frenemy, or you don't want to do it with someone that says that they want to take care of you and they care about you, but they don't. So find someone to share it with, because that will keep you accountable. That will make it even more enticing. Keep you accountable. Somebody with love. Like if you said it to me, I will poke you with love about it. Hey, did you do this or start that? It's kind of what I do in therapy when I meet with my patients every week. I ask them, where are we? Have you done this or that? And they either do or they don't. And they know I support them and care about them and will continue on their journey with you, with them, no matter what the answer is. Okay, so you want to do it. If you're going to share a goal, it does keep you accountable, but do it with someone you trust. And you can do reminders. I set reminders on my calendar like nonstop. It has all different colors and all different sounds. I'm reminded every day of what's the next thing that I want to do or have scheduled to do, and it really helps me. I know some of you, and I may be doing this, have a smartwatch, and I may need a smartwatch because I feel like without it, I'm wearing a dumb watch. It doesn't I need to focus on organizing and utilizing better things, which we have now, to help us be smarter and to do things smarter, not harder. That's another thing. Every year I say the same thing. Work smarter, not harder. I'm going to say it again, 2025. Work smarter, not harder. You deserve it. You do. Be better to yourself. Be good to yourself. Why? Because you are a freaking goddess or god, and you have to keep telling yourself that. You are, okay? So when you're down, you're going to lift yourself up. New year, new you. You're going to do those 3 things, right? What are those 3 things? Do you remember? It was about preparing for the change. It was about having a positive attitude, and it's about taking action. If you can just remember those 3 things, I'm telling you, you will see a difference, okay? And release the shit. Get out the garbage, okay? Yes, setbacks are going to happen. Okay, I'm going to tell you that before I forget. Setbacks are going to happen, but that doesn't mean you're done, okay? You're just going to pick yourself back up from where you started, or go to the beginning again and do it until you reach whatever resolution or change or goal you want to make. Okay, you have to be your own motivator, your own cheering squad. I'm here for you. You get me at least once a week, or you can play this over as many times as you want to hear me say it to you, and I will, because I am here for you and I want the best for you. And I hope you want the best for yourself. That's even more important. So when you focus on any setback, if it does happen, do not say I screwed up, okay? Just focus on the positive. I will do this again. I will do this better. And then I was just going to share the greatest gift I got was an ear pillow. The ear pillow is because I got my piercings up here. This is a while ago already. And I thought about like the greatest gift I've ever got. And I use it every single night. Otherwise I probably couldn't sleep because I'm in so much pain with one of these, but I've refused to take it out because I like the way it looks. So the ear pillow is one of the greatest gifts. So you see, gifts and things in life don't have to be big. They don't have to cost a ton of money. It's the small things. It's the meaning it has. And in life, when you go into new year, new you, make it more meaningful. Focus on the meaning of it versus worrying about bigger and huger. That's not the key, okay? The key is to make yourself feel better and the meaning that you have in regards to the changes you want to make. That's what's going to be so important for you. So I just want to now, coming to the end of the show, new year, new you, 2025. I know you can do this. I'm going to be with you each and every week. So thank you to my royal listeners. Please follow and share and listen on Spotify, on Amazon, on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you like to get your podcasts. And I hope you're laughing with me and enjoying with me and listening and really taking these things to heart. I want you to have a better life, a better new year, a happy new year, a satisfying new year. And I will see you again next week. Take care.